10,000 tick trap. 10,000 tick trap. $10,000 tick trap.
Pandas, pandas, pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm a little late. We had extended overtime um, on on the pre-market show because we entered a trade on the pre-market show, and for some reason, pandas, I don't know why I did this, but I didn't take my proper 5 point stop loss on Big Mama, and Big Mama was on a daily chart, just a right seventh entry short you can call it, or second entry short here, and top of this channel and bouncing off of the previous pivot high. So I took a trade off the break of this, and for some reason I moved my stop loss. I didn't take the proper 5 point stop loss, and instead it hits here at 4.5 point. I guess I put my stop loss one tick above these candles here, and I felt like I probably naturally, I didn't even realize I did that. I naturally did it. But if I kept my proper 5 point stop loss, which is up here, I would have made Big Mama on this on my eval account. So unfortunately, I'm down 2,000 because I improperly handled that. So it's unfortunate. Market just opened. Sorry for being late. We were in that trade for so long, and yeah. So it is what it is. Sorry about that, pandas. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Good morning. Day trading, Tanner, Roel, Michael. Market just opened, so this might come up, fill the gap here. It's a big gap, though. Big gap. Good morning, guys. Rima, Hugh, good morning. John, Latrell, good morning. Roberto, Glenn Paul, good morning. Wayne Bicknell, good morning. Hansman, B. Charles, Aaron Korn. Ambient Sounds, Richard, Aaron Korn, Tyler, Peter Cho, good morning. John Lee, good morning. Salvatore, El Mehdi, good morning. Yeah, I don't know why I traded it that way. It's so weird. I don't know. Actually, I had to keep my 5 point stop loss, which is what I typically trade. But I moved my stop loss without thinking. One tick above these candles here. We do have a trap trade right at the open. I don't like it's too far away from 20 May. But it is showing strong reversal at the moment. Okay, you'd be sweating, but you're still okay. You just lost that trade if you went long there. Okay, second entry long. A, B, C. Scalps out immediately. Now this makes me, because I'm down 2,000 now because I didn't, Pants, can't tell you how frustrated I am. But Big Mama still ends up being good, but improperly handled that, unfortunately. It is what it is. So frustrating. Going sideways here. We're in an uptrend. We do have a break of trend to new low, and we're bouncing off of the previous day's low, and we're making a strong push up. 8:30, there was a news announcement, and whew. I mean, this is one of those news announcements again. You can finish all your accounts in one trade. Finish all your evals in one trade. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. P&L, my bad. Yeah, I'm currently down 2,000. It's because I improperly handled Big Mama and got bit. Didn't hold my 5 point stop loss and proved to be weak. But this Big Mama was really sus. It was, the moment you enter, you could have plenty of times to come out break even. Even with the strong bull bar, I mean, you could have came out break even so many times before that. But with the strong bull bar, like, you're thinking, oh man, like this is going to reverse. This is Big Mama's going to fail. And then no follow through, eventually comes back down and hits Big Mama. But even if it comes back down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars again. It's just way too many overlapping bars here. Again, why Big Mama? Because it was a reversal on the daily chart. Now we're getting a nice trap trade off our trend line here instead of the 20 MA. Typically you like to be closer to 20 MA, but this channel is very tight. Very hard to trade off this channel here in my opinion. But it could be a decent trade if you think we're in a strong uptrend. It's hard to tell right now, but we will be off this trend line. I may have to take this. Nah. This was your signal bar. This was your signal bar. Now it's choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars. It may work out though for you. This is just channel. I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade tilted here. I don't want to trade. I'm down 2,000, but I want to still stick to the plan. And this is not a, this. I'll be breaking some rules for sure if I took this trade. This is a little bit better attempt, higher low, and respecting our channel here. A little better trade here, a higher low setup. Maybe I'll take this higher low. Okay, didn't take it yet. Still second entry long. Oof, good thing I didn't take it. This is why you gotta wait for the setup to actually trigger. Instead pushes down kind of strongly here. Second entry long. A, B, C. Terrible signal bar currently. It's a doji looking bar. In this situation, maybe a higher low setup would be better.
10,000 tick trap.
It's just a bad signal bar. It's hard to take that closing beneath the 20 MA. Trap on 10,000 tick chart. I may take the trap on 10,000 tick. I may take the trap on 10,000 tick. It's a large risk though. It's outside bar reversal perhaps.
10,000 tick trap.
Ah, it's a doji bar. I may take the trap on 10,000 tick chart here for opening reversal. Trap on the 10,000 tick. Scalp out immediately. Runner gets hit. Oh, I could have managed that much better. But the trap on 10,000 tick gets me about $300. It's a small drop on the bucket when it comes to this because I'm down 2,000 on Big Mama. But the trap on 10,000 tick chart looked really good coming off of the previous day's low. It's bouncing strongly off of it. The 20 EMA rising up. And you're making the setup above the 20 EMA, which is very nice. And it takes my runner out, but I'm glad it did at the end because I ended up basically protecting that profit. I would have got stopped out right there. Got the trap off that support. And I was taking a look if we finish our cycle here, break a trend to new low here. There's a trade on the 10,000 tick chart. The risk was not even that large either. And it happened so quick, you know it's a good trade. Right? When that 10,000 tick trap happened, you know that was a good trade because of how quick you were able to scalp out on that. So you know a lot of other people. You know a lot of other people were taking that trade. It got me $300. 2 contracts, 2 points, $100, and 4 points. Yeah, $300 in that trade. It's a second entry long. I don't know if I like it. Right? If we're in a trading range, then we're at the top of it. Right? We did push down. We're pushing back up. Strong uptrend, and we have a break a trend to new high at this point. I don't know if I'm really looking for a long trade here, especially when the 240 SMA and the 20 EMA is converging. Doesn't mean that it might come all the way back down, but I do feel like we could have a pullback here, or we could have a small reversal here. And the 20 MA, honestly, like you can't take the second entry long. It's too far away from 20 MA. It's a higher low second entry long, but it's not one that I like. You know, you like to come off some sort of support. Right now, it's floating in midair. This is why I don't like to take these trades, right? You just got stopped out if you took that second entry long. So you got to stick to your rules. Right? When you're near the top of the trading range, you just got stopped out by one tick. How frustrating is that? It's going the way that you thought it was going to go now. As these two MAs converge, it's going to get confusing probably here. Chop around for a while. But we're clearly above the 20 MA and showing some. So we get stopped out by one tick and then finally it goes the way you thought it was going to go. So frustrating if you were in that trade. Thoughts and prayers to you. I've been there many times, so I can sympathize for sure, for certain. This uptrend is continuing. It makes me feel like something else is going on here. Maybe something like this, rather. And maybe it wasn't it was floating in midair here, but here it wasn't floating. It does tap off of it. This trend line may be more accurate at this point. Then we had like a kind of spiking channel, so I was using this break a trend to new high, and I was trying to use that. Made me hesitant to go long in any of this. Higher low setup. Just pushing higher. We're trying to fill this gap here. 5 minutes, actually a huge gap. The 5 minute chart, it actually is a larger gap, much larger than it is on the 2000 tick. It's funny, we trade within this gap. I didn't realize that, but in 5 minutes we're trading in this gap. Now we're trying to come and fill this gap. It's just so many gaps. It's so gappy. The 5 minute chart, incredible. We are coming back up here, and the trading range actually is still holding. It's holding strong here. Amazing. So many gaps. I know it seems grim right now, pandas. I know it seems grim because I'm down 1800, but you stick to the plan, and the idea is when Big Mama hits again, then we'll take another big trade, and hopefully that'll work out much better, right? So even though we're down 1800, you stick to the plan. Over a period of time, it should work out. So whatever, I'm thinking the next Big Mama will cover whatever I lost here today, and it is what it is. But I think but for now we got to stick to the plan, and we got to reduce this loss as much as we can with sticking to the plan and sticking to the proper amount of contracts. I think at the end, once we hit Big Mama again, you're going to see that we're going to turn green very fast. It's not a Big Mama failure. It's me failing to trade Big Mama properly. I took Big Mama here, right? The first time it failed, and the second attempt I decided to come in, and for some reason I moved my stop loss. I moved it closer. I typically take 5 points on Big Mama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The proper stop loss is up here. And in my mind, like, I lowered it. I realized I lowered it after I got out. I was like, why is it so low? And I realized, and I was like, it's okay. It's strong bull bar. Maybe it's going to just take you out anyways. So I was okay with just coming out a little bit early, thinking, okay, maybe I actually saved money here. Actually, I actually lost money because I would have still been in the trade and got my 2 points, unfortunately. Gabe Paul, where can we learn more about Big Mama Sub? I do talk about it on stream, but mostly on the pre-market show. I go more details about what it is. That's why I was late today, because I was in this Big Mama trade. So we're late starting today. We're late because of that. We are coming off the 20 MA. We are off our trend line. It's not a setup I really like here. It's pretty ugly. It's technically a trap here, but yeah. And guess what? It scalps out. You're able to scalp out actually on that first entry. Terrible signal mark, but coming off 2 key areas, trend line and also 20 MA. The context was strong enough to scalp out there. Incredible gap though on the 5 minute chart. 5-minute chart is a huge gap here, and what can you really do? What can you really do? I mean, you're between this gap. You're thinking this gap was going to fill, missed it by a couple points, and now we're coming back up to fill this gap. Which gap will fill first, pandas? Which gap will fill first? What do you guys think? On the 5-minute chart, we had two gaps playing here. We have a gap up here and a gap down here, and we're between them. Pretty much a 50% mark at this point. Which one do you think will fill first? The top one or the bottom one? People are saying there's some news, but I don't remember being any high impact news today. Okay, actually, I'm wrong. There is big news today, and it's ISM Services PMI at 10 o'clock. Please be aware, pandas. GC Burke, thanks for the heads up. I don't like this price action, especially as the MAs converge. I don't like typically how it looks like. It gets very choppy. You see this getting choppy. It might be waiting for news. I'm still disappointed in myself why I messed that up. Unfortunate. Second entry long. Second entry long here. Getting very choppy though. Trap on a 10,000 tick chart may trigger. It's about 2 points away from triggering. By the way, those alerts happen before the trap triggers. So 10,000 tick chart, you can see the trap did not trigger yet. That alert goes off before it triggers, and you can set how many points away you want it to trigger before the trap actually triggers. Because it's kind of pointless to be alerted when the trap triggers. You want to be alerted before the trap triggers so you can, avert your attention to the correct chart here. That was a 10,000 tick trap. And second entry long does work out for you. Maybe first break a trend, new high. We do have news at 10. And it's high impact news, so please be aware. Darn, man, down 1,000. I know it looks bad, pandas, but trust it. You gotta trust the system. It looks bad, but that's because you gotta be patient and wait for the next big mama trade. Doesn't mean now that you trade tilted, you gotta stick to the plan now. And whatever profits we make here, it's going to add on later in the future. Because the next big mama trade should cover these losses, and that should be fine. It's just obviously unfortunate when you got a big red number there. Tyler Memo took that second entry long. Congrats. It's a little too choppy for me. You got 1, 2, 3 overlapping bars in a row. But you got a rising 20 MA, which looks good. But at the time, it was going flat. It is a second entry long, though. So congrats for taking it. You got the cojones that I don't have. And also, yeah, it's just maybe just a little too choppy for me. I mean, I've taken these kind of trades very often. And when it does go against me, I do realize, man, it was just too choppy. Right, immediate context, too choppy. But there, it works out for you, so congratulations. We do have the first breaker trend, so it does make sense we look for that new high here. So it looks like we're trying to shoot for the gap above. Right, on the 5-minute chart, you can see this red line here. There's a gap right from the 2 days ago, and then you have a gap here from today. And both of them are gaps that are not filled yet, and we're kind of right in the middle. You said someone took this, someone takes these trades. I mean, I'm just saying it is what it is. It is choppy, and you got a doji here, but hey, if you like to take those trades, be my guest. Little too choppy for me. And I would say if someone just to take that trade, they will be going against some of their rules. There would be. They would be going against some of the rules. You could maybe see it like this as well, and I might have missed this, where it was a trading range. It might be the bottom of the trading range. There's barely enough room to the top of that. But I mean, you know, if you review it, if they review it and they say, yeah, I take this setup 10 out of 10 times, then I'm gonna call them on. I'm gonna call them out on hindsight bias right there. I'm gonna call them out on hindsight bias. You will be breaking some rules. I would say you have to be slightly aggressive. But one thing also that might help is the fact that we do try to break down and it comes back up. That does maybe help your case, right? Because you have an inside bar, and the inside bar fails and goes up. So that could help your case as well. So I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing about it. Like there's nothing about it that make me want to go. I was thinking about it, but you would have to take a small risk there because of that. At the end, if you're okay with that risk, you know, if you're okay just losing, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 points there, you know, then it's fine. If you're okay with that risk tolerance, that's perfectly fine. That's a risk you like to take. If you think the probability is high enough for that risk, it is what it is. At the end, I'm glad you made money. At the end. JLV asks, you know, how many days it'll take? Typically after the final request date. So there's like a range where you can request, and so it's like the 1st to the 5th, and usually they withdraw the money after all the requests are done. So they kind of do one big batch. What is this? What is this? Am I looking for a reversal here, pandas? Am I looking for a fail second entry long now? Fail second entry long. I like the setup a lot here, but
5-minute trap.
We might not get it. Yeah, markets can go without us. It doesn't give us a trap. Instead, this is the pullback. The market says that's all you get. That's the only pullback you get. You don't get a break of the previous candle's high to create the second entry long. Instead, we're just going to do this small pause, and then we're going to go without you, making you feel all this FOMO. That's what the market's good at, making you feel FOMO, making you feel left out. It's like, oh, we have a big party, but you're not invited. Ah, outside bar reversal. The second entry long does trigger. Fail second entry long here does trigger with the outside bar reversal. It's getting wild. We do have news at 10. I don't like the outside bar reversal, skipping it. And plus, we're kind of far away from 20 MA at this point. Like, I would like it much more if it triggered in this area. But triggering over here makes it a little more sus. A little more sus here. Plus outside bar. Outside bar reversal. So I'm sitting my pause here. One, two, three, four. Wow. 5 candles in a row. If you took this trade, you may be sweating and you got stopped out if you did take the outside bar reversal. So I skip the outside bar reversals. So I skip it when it's not a good setup. You have to wait to actually touch, like, be close to some sort of resistance here. Also, this blue box near the bottom of it. Trading range indicator is already giving us a trading range here. I'll just use a trading range indicator. Darn. trap happens in a way where you don't like it, right? It's not what you really want. It's a little too far away from 20 MA. I wish it triggered closer to here, and I would have entered in and probably been able to scalp out. But unfortunately, well, I guess in a sense, fortunately, it does give a bad setup. Instead, I don't enter because of that. So, thoughts and prayers to those who took this trap. It works out for you sometimes, and many times on stream I have skipped these kind of trades and it works out beautifully. But it's because for times like this, I don't take them. Fool me once. In trading, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 1,000,000 times and shame on me. It's like, I can't tell you how many times you make the same mistake when it comes to trading. Like, in life, you learn from your mistakes very quickly, typically. Maybe not everyone, but most of the time when you feel some sort of pain, you're like, all right, I won't do that again, at least for a long time. But when it comes to trading, you can make the same mistake so many times in a row. It's just I don't know. It's just insanity. It's insanity. Turtle toes, fail the eval. Man, I feel for you. A trader soul dies every time someone loses their eval. A panda soul dies somewhere. I know the feel. I will say this week was rough. Today the price action is not too bad, but we're getting some movement here. We do have news in about 4 minutes here. 4 minutes news. With a failed trap like this, darn. On the 5-minute chart, even looks weirder. You got an outside bar reversal. A, B, C, outside bar reversal. Actually, darn, man, that looks weird. That looks really weird. Actually, it's 2 outside bar reversals in a row. A, B, C. Triggers the trap. Or triggers the second entry short. And may go long here. The 5-minute candles are wacky. Very wacky right now. Very wacky. It's a hidden second entry short with a trap forming here on the 2000 tick. The question is, on the 5-minute chart, the gap below or the gap above? Which one are we going to fill? We're right at 50%, pretty much. Right at that 50% mark. Almost right on it right now. You can see with this line tool, there's a dot in the middle. That's right at the 50% mark. And we're right at it, right before the news. And see what happens. A lot of you guys think the gap above is going to fill first. Richard Harris's friend is killing it, apparently. Is he some sort of prodigy? Perhaps. Prodigy like Richard Harris himself. We got a trading range here, the top of the trading range. It makes sense right before the news. It's going to make things as confusing as possible. But can we deduce some information of where we think the news might take us? It's tough. It's tough for me. I don't know. The fact that we have a failed trap here may give us some clues. May go up higher. But at this moment, I mean, the original trend is up. It's trading range. Typically, these are continuation trades. Continuation patterns. What's this blue line above? Why do I have it? Oh, that's a previous pivot high. That's what this blue line is. This daily chart, there's this blue line here. That's what that blue line is up here. Wow. Wow, what a day. All right. News about to hit. Would I like to take Big Mama again is a question. If we find ourselves back down here, I may take Big Mama again because I know we have a gap below that we would want to fill. So I think we have a good chance that Big Mama works out again if we come all the way back down here. News in about 1 minute, pandas. 1 minute. What is Big Mama? It's basically this red line here. We're going to try to trade. If we break beneath it, may look for 2 points. News in about 30 seconds. I don't know. Maybe it's just a big trading range. Maybe I shouldn't take Big Mama because we'll be at the bottom of the trading range. But if we go that far down, you're thinking on the 5-minute chart, this gap's going to fill. If we find ourselves all the way back down there. News, 10 seconds. I mean, we are in an uptrend and now consolidation. So the original trend was up.
5-minute trap.
All right, pushing down. Pushing down. Perhaps Big Mama trade here. Maybe viable. The news made it push down very hard. Okay. But not much follow through. Trying to push down, but no follow through. Perhaps second entry short here. Got Big Mama. Third attempt for Big Mama here. Second entry short. Do I like the second entry short? Okay, it does scalp out. It just looked weird, right? It felt like something was happening here. Like, I don't know, something like this. Maybe it was this. Break a trend new low. And then maybe not want to go short here. I think that's what I was looking at just with my eyes. But this is break a trend new low. Push up. No. We're getting a trap trade in 10,000 tick chart. Ooh. Do I like the trap trade in 10,000 tick? 10,000 tick trap.
10,000 tick trap.
Oof. Oof. Okay, triggers. 10,000 tick trap triggers. Amazing. I think I'll take a trap trade here. If we get a fail second entry long here, I might take it. Even as far away from 20 MA. I have the wrong one here. Ooh, signal bar doesn't look good anymore. I actually want a decent signal bar for that trade. Ooh, okay. Getting closer to 20 MA. Terrible signal bar. Right, looks bullish. Very terrible signal bar. Even with the best context, if you get a signal bar that looks like this, you know, you can't really, it's really hard to go short against that. Trap looks like it's struggling, really. You might push higher here. Trap struggling on the 10,000 tick. Alright, looks like we're pushing higher now. Trading range. Yeah, tricky. Trap on 10,000 tick made it look like we're going to push down hard. But instead, we're pushing up here. Maybe looking for a new high, right? After this move up, this is probably first breaker trend. Maybe looking for a new high here on 10,000 tick chart. Pandas, do you guys know what song this is? The melody of this? It sounds like a hymn or something. Is it a hymn or is it like a nursery rhyme or something? I don't know if you can hear the music. Okay, pushing down. Very interesting. Second entry short on the 10,000 tick chart now. It may trigger the trap to make that new high because it's above the 20 MA, right? It's not a short you like to take. It's called Pokemon Dirge. Ah, man, that's bad. I thought it was him. Pure Cho feeling a little sluggish today, missing his points. Like you'd be surprised, like how quick your reflexes have to be when it comes to trading. Like your mind has to be there. Wow, wow. All right. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. I just don't know. Do I want to take this trap trade if it triggers? Nah. I mean, the trading range indicator is giving us a trading range, and we're going to be respecting it for a while. We did try to get almost back to the top. Almost got there. Trap on the 2000 tick. Does trigger. Terrible signal bar for it. It just looks like it's going very sideways at the moment. It's just too confusing, right? I don't feel like I have any clear direction here. It looks like it's going sideways. Almost looks like basically a trading range. Now it's getting choppy. Right, it does work out for you for a scalp though. But it's not part of that. It's not a setup. Technically it's a fail second entry long if you did that trade. But as the 20 EMA and the 240 SMA converge, you start to see all this choppiness happening between them. You see the 20 EMA, 240 SMA, as they converge, you start to see all this choppiness. Even though we had this push up here, it does come back in between those two and just starts to go back and forth. And it could be a Friday, right? It could just be a Friday. Just kind of don't do much today. Especially with the big moves that already happened, right? Throughout the week, so many big moves already happened. So it's kind of like today could just be a pause day. But I find myself, if we do come back down here to Big Mama, that most likely on the 5-minute chart, we'll try to fill that gap. We'll try to fill that gap. There's a gap here right now, and I do feel like we're trying to fill it. The one thing that's tearing me apart though is the fact that it does feel like we're more in trading range type price action. So if we do hit this, I might be trying to sell at the bottom of the trading range because we already did bounce off of it once here. So this is one thing that's tearing me. It's just it makes me feel torn here. Let's just say that. That's what I meant to say. I'm torn. I'm torn here. Tearing me up. I'm torn here. I don't know what to do. But before hitting this, in the meanwhile, I think I want to find some sort of setup here just to go, just to trade. But I can't find any setups. It's just, there's no clear direction for me here right now. And it's a bit confusing. Triangle being formed. Right, lower lows but higher or lower highs but higher lows as well. I mean, look at this strong bull bar. You're thinking, okay, we're going to go up, clear direction, and then no follow through, just reverses. It's insane. You need to have follow through, especially when you're in trading range like this. A lot of you guys are saying it's not a good week for beginners. Yeah, I mean, this week's been tough. Honestly, the best trading happened, I think, the 2 hours after FOMC on Wednesday. Those are the best hours of trading in this whole entire week. Just talking about 2 hours out of what? 40 hours?
10,000 tick trap.
Pretty much. 10,000 tick trap. All right, pushing up. Trap on 10,000 tick chart does trigger here. And this could be enough strength to get us up.
10,000 tick trap.
Yep, does trigger there. It's confusing though. Maybe looking for that new high on the 10,000 tick chart. 10,000 tick chart, break a trend, looking for a new high, coming back to the top of the trading range on 10,000 tick. Notice on 10,000 tick chart, we've been in a trading range this entire time. For several hours, 10,000 tick, that's since yesterday. It's noticed this trading range. Even on the strong move down, it says no, it wasn't strong enough. We're still choppy, still trading range price action. And now we're coming back up to the top of the trading range, as you can see here. Breaking out of this triangle on the upside. Maybe the gap now, the 5-minute gap, the one that's going to fill is the one above. We do touch the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart, which is nice. Okay, new high created, is it? Nope, not yet. Very close, but pretty much a retest. Days like this, the 10,000 tick chart does look a little bit better. Almost. Two-legged pullback, makes a point. And actually, no, the two-legged pullback fails. That hurts. Hits you. It's trap. Reverses. Actually, funny enough, it does reverse, but doesn't actually stop you out if you have your proper stop loss, and it makes whatever pointage you probably wanted. Pandas, if you're just joining and you're surprised I'm down $1,800, it's all part of the plan, Pandas. It's a calculated loss, all right? It's all part of the plan. I took a big mama trade. Sometimes you're going to lose them. Decent push up. Now a new high was created. And top of the trading range on 10,000 tick chart pretty much hit. It does look like if we're going to fill a gap, it will be the one above. Quitzel Master Co says, you learn the most when you lose. It's a school. I've been in school long enough. I think it's time for me to graduate. How long do I have to be in school for, Mom? Interesting. So we're looking... I don't know what's going on here, really. If I were to do this, we have an overshoot. That trap triggers. Amazing. It's a wedge now. 1, 2, 3 pushes up. This blue line, if you guys remember, is the previous daily major pivot high. This blue line on the daily chart is the same blue line here on the 2000 tick chart. Andre B says, what are the gaps? Yeah, the 5 minute has gaps. I only mark the regular trading hours on the 5 minute chart because the price action is terrible on the extended hours. It just doesn't make sense. There's not enough volume for the 5 minute to make proper price action. So on the 5 minute chart, I only chart the regular trading hours. So there are gaps that form. But the gaps do get filled still on the 5 minute chart. What a push up. People who trade the 5 minute chart may start to go always in long soon, but this is unsustainable uptrend. It's a small pullback, bull trend, unsustainable. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Goodness gracious. We go back to that major pivot high. Kind of a little shy touching it. Just about 1 tick. Tyler Malema killing it. 1,100 on PAs today. Done for the day. Let's go, baby. Hey, congratulations. Get way more bamboo than me today. Way more bamboo. All right, that unsustainable uptrend has a pullback now. Doesn't mean it's not an uptrend anymore, but it does mean that yeah, we may get another push up. Who knows? 10,000 tick chart, top of the trading range. Right, break a trend to new high. 4 pushes up. L4 setup. Ah man, I almost want to look for a failed second entry long here, but I do recognize it is a pretty strong uptrend, and the failed second entry long, I feel like we'll have to trigger pretty far down. If anything, should I be looking for long trades? Should I look for second entry longs in this area? Is a question.
10,000 tick trap.
Another trap on the 10,000 tick chart, perhaps. Just a monster move up. You're thinking, should I go long here? It's a question. Is Panda screaming? Am I? I don't think so. Second entry long, perhaps. I mean, the 20 EMA is rising. It's pointed upwards. It's an uptrend. Let me see what you guys would do. We don't even get the setup yet. If we get a second pullback, I'm going to ask you guys, what would you guys do? Would you guys take a second entry long in this area? You might go without us. Bye-bye. I'm going to put the pull up anyways, just so you keep your mind ready. Would you take a second entry long here? A, B, C, off the 20 EMA. In a supposedly strong uptrend. Apparently strong uptrend. The reason why I say apparently is because you have no idea if you're really in a trading range. Second pullback does trigger and it reverses immediately. But 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row, and it's outside bar reversal. Is it some days you just take these without caring? Outside bar reversal. Second entry long. Does trigger there. It's hidden. Outside bar reversal. Ooh, push up. 52% of you guys said yes, you take this. 48% said no. For those who took the outside bar reversal, congrats, you just made your scalp. For those who waited for this bar to finish, you may still get to scalp out, but having a tougher time. So 50% of you guys were able to scalp out if you took the outside bar reversal. Darn, maybe I'll take the trap here. No. Is there lag? Shouldn't be too much lag. Should be like maybe 3 seconds. Is Twitch like 0 seconds? So overextended at this point. I mean, 5-minute trades may be always in long. Right, got follow through now on this bull bar, and you're getting close to filling this gap here. They may be always in long, so even if they go long here and it goes way down, they'll just buy again at the close. Continue to buy. Trap does trigger on the 2000 tick, but far away from 20 MA. It's not near any support here. That trap fails. That's why you don't take those traps when it's overextended like that, when it's not near any support. Could still be an uptrend, but I'm just saying, doesn't mean that you just take any entry long. This first entry looks okay.
10,000 tick trap.
Scalps out. Another trap maybe on the 10,000 tick chart. Kind of hovering around that previous major pivot high on the daily chart. This blue line. I don't know. Don't know if I want to set up here.
$10,000 tick trap.
Andre B, I would have started a pawn shop at that moment. It's pretty funny. If your parents force you to use your space as storage, that's when you start a pawn shop. Got a second entry long here. A6 says, I was so upset about failing my P account. I got aggressive, and today I'm up $4,600. You should fail more P accounts, man. Turtle Toes needs some encouragement here. He is a girl that really does believe in him, but he feels like he's failed so many times. And it makes sense he feels that way because he busted an account today, an eval. And I think we've all been there. And if you haven't already, just wait. You will be. You will end up there sooner or later. And yeah, man. I feel like I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that could be said. I can go the practical route, I could go the emotional route, but I do feel like what can you do? I mean, I'm down $1,800 right now, so I mean, it's not like, you know, it's the greatest feeling in the world, but there's just so much to learn when it comes to trading. I just feel like, I don't know. I usually do say, like, if you are like just a couple days or maybe like a year in trading and you feel this way, oh no, the death pings. Death pings. I'm in this trade. Take this trap. I gotta check my accounts. What positions am I in? Make it stopped out here. I took that trap trade. Maybe a little too congested, but coming off that, where I felt like was support, decided to take that trap trade and got hit. It's all good. Coming off that resistance here and pushing beneath the 20 MA, making that breaker trend to new high, and also 10,000 tick chart does look like we're gonna break a trend new high. So I'm looking to go short there, and it stops me out a couple ticks. Jessica Crow, thanks for becoming a panda. Appreciate your support. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge that forms over time. Enjoy your panda mode content. Enjoy access to the pre-market show at 9 o'clock every single day. We stream every single day here, pandas. Trading risk-free. I'm glad I'm trading risk-free today because I am feeling the pain right now. Yeah, took the trap. Failed, and it's all good. I mean, it failed trapped here, thinking the reversal might be good, but you got the always in long bulls right now on the 5-minute chart, saving that. Like I mentioned, even if it's a strong bear bar, they'll just buy the close, and that's what happened there on the 5-minute chart. That's exactly the area where the trap triggers, unfortunately. On the 5-minute chart, we are staying above the 20 EMA here. Makes me feel like we're kind of bullish at this point. Maybe follow through after this strong bull bar if it does end like this. thinking that there might be some follow through. A pause bar, right? It's pausing right now, and it might shoot up higher. I'm thinking we're going to be quite bullish right now, but I feel like the bulls are always in long on the 5-minute chart. That means they're buying the close, right? Buy the close bulls. They buy here and they buy here. Now they're probably going to buy here again. Or maybe they come up break even. Who knows? From those who took the long here, they're like, okay, we're back up here, coming up break even. Possibly be the case. It's also a trap trade on a 5-minute chart, interestingly. I'm going to attempt a long trade here, pandas. And I may get chopped up here. This might just be a trading range. It might be going in and out here. Which doesn't surprise me either. It's a trap trade to the long side. So you got a trap here that fails, and now we got another attempt of a trap here. I'm thinking this may go along with trend, especially in the higher time frames. We're going to take an attempt here on a trade. Got a scalp. Let's go, baby. I'm going to let this marinate a little bit here. This runner. I'm going to let the runner marinate just a little bit. I'm going to let one candle finish here. Okay, I think I let it marinate long enough. It's a micro double bottom. I would have got stopped out there if I didn't let it marinate. But I wanted to let one bar finish. And hopefully we can get a nice push up here on our runner. Oh, let's go, baby. Hey. Pandas. Could this be the one? Could this be the one? The 5-minute chart gap is right above. Clear target to this 5-minute gap here. Hey, but we're going to keep running it. We're going to run this properly. We're going to run it proper here. And we're going to come out with... The only way we're going to exit this trade is with a stop loss. Trailing it. With every pivot low. We're going to do a price action stop loss here. And we got to find a pivot low first. Hopefully we can get a nice high pivot high. A new pivot that's very high away. Far away from here. Hopefully it's not right here, but we'll see. I hope it doesn't push down far enough where it stops me out before it really makes this nice push up here. Pandas. We don't have a pivot high, but man, we are pushing strong up. Super Saiyan. Now I'm screaming. Super Saiyan! Come on! Come on, don't reverse on me. Doesn't look strong. Doesn't look strong, but hey, we're pushing up. I don't have a pivot to work with, Pandas. I don't have a pivot to work with yet. Give me a pivot. Don't stop me out, please, if you create a pivot. That's all I ask. Don't stop me out. Push! Push! We're in a runner here, Pandas. Could you be the one? Could you be the one that saves my account here? I'm down like $2,000. I don't think, unless I make 40 points here, you know, I won't make up that money with this one runner. I doubt I'll make 40 points on this runner. Oh, it's a bearish looking candle here, and we do create the pivot. Please don't stop me out. Do not stop me out. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Don't think about it. Come on. No, no. It's such a strong bear bar. It just looks like it's gonna try to stop me out. Don't do it. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Come on. No. One tick, pandas. One tick. That's all I need. I just need one tick. Reverse. Reverse. Pandas reversing. Are we reversing? Push. Push. Pandas. Give me your P's. Push. Every P will make the market rise. Still not out of the woods. Give me a pivot high. Push. Come on. No. This is professional trading, pandas. Emotionalist. Just let your system work out itself. No emotions. I'm a robot. I am a robot. I am animatronics under this panda fur. I am a pure robot with zero emotions. No. Well, no joy. No joy on that runner. Apparently. No joy on the runner. Man, pandas. I even let it marinate a little bit. And I was like, alright, okay. And it just does this. You know, the worst part is in the 5-minute chart, we don't even fill that gap. We're so close. We're like 3 points away. I felt so confident we're going to fill that gap before it stops me out. But, man, no joy on runners. Market says, nope, no one gets free ride today. We will take you all out before we really push off. Darn. It's all good. Thanks, guys, for your P's. It really did help. I mean, I think the market was just too strong. Now we're pushing up. First entry. It's probably going to be a first entry market where you're not going to get entries with second entries. It's all first entries from now on until the target's hit. Darn. Hey, stops me out. Now it wants to go up. Now you want to go up, huh? Now you want to push up. Okay, I see you, market.
10,000 tick trap. 10,000 tick trap.
Trap on the 10,000 tick chart. Goes up without me. Takes me out by 2 ticks. Frustrating. So frustrating. Almost fills a gap on the 5-minute chart, though. So the one above looks like it's the one that's going to fill first. I mean, we're so close to your think it's going to fill, like, in about 95% probability we're going to fill this gap. We're so close to it. It makes me want to just buy anywhere at this point, just until we fill the gap. Just keep buying one contract, keep scaling in, even if it goes down 20, 30 points. Just keep scaling in, knowing that gap, feeling that gap's going to fill. 95% chance that gap fills.
Tick trap.
I almost want to take an entry here, even a first entry at this point. Any entry at this, like just buying maybe off the 20 EMA even. Almost like I want to have any reason to go long at this point because that gap is so close to being filled. But don't get married to a premise. Focus on your setups in good context. Don't get married to a premise. That first entry does trigger, and you know, it may be the push that gets us to fill the gap. Maybe a second entry long I may try to enter here. We're so close to filling that gap. I want to stick around and try to take a trade to get to that gap if there is a setup. And if it fails, it fails. But I do want to take a setup here if we get one. Such a premise, such a strong premise right now. Second entry. If it does break above this hidden second entry long, if it does break above this high, you can see if this one bar goes above and below, creating two legs in one leg, right? A, B, C, hidden second entry long here. Is that strong enough for me to want to go long here? It kind of is, man. It makes me, it makes me want to go long. For any reason why. Any reason to go long, I want to go long here. But I'm going to wait for the proper setup here. I'm going to actually wait for a previous candle's low to break here, and I want to find a proper set. Plus, it'll be closer to 20 MA and also our trend line here. My trend line I just drew. It'll be closer to both, and so I would feel more comfortable. I feel like that's a better setup. If you can foresee a better setup, then I think it's a good idea to wait for that setup to trigger first. Inside bar. All right, now we're in a place where I feel like we can go long here. Even this is maybe a little off our premise here because, or off our setup because we still didn't touch our key areas. But we do have a second entry long very close to this gap fill. And I'm going to try to take an attempt here. Did I copy my trade? It's probably my last trade of the stream as well. Now we do touch our trend line and maybe the 20 MA. Terrible looking signal bar, right? It's a bear bar. It's one of the worst signal bars you can possibly imagine to go long against. Even I can't go long against that. 1, 2, 3. 3-point risk as well. If it was maybe like a 2-point risk, I might risk it because I like the context so much. Well, we got a spike in channel type situation here. There's a signal bar that you like. We're just so close to filling that gap. I'm just taking a second entry long off our trend line, also off our 20 MA. And it's a good signal bar now. The risk is quite large, about 4 points though. That's unfortunate. It's a 4-point risk, which is the bad part about this trade. Even with a good signal bar, the signal bar is quite large. And you don't like the follow through, right? You're disappointed in the fact that it's not reversing. I mean, you don't want to see that. We're still clearly above the 20 MA, so we have some, supports protecting us, but you don't want to see that. You never want to see a reversal. You never want to see that happen when you're a long trade. It's unfortunate. Makes me feel like we're going to lose this now. It even gave us a nice signal bar to work with, which is the more unfortunate part because it's like it gave us a lot of clues. Now it looks like it's going to stop us out here. Darn. It looks like a decent setup, right? You have a spike in channel. You're in the channel. You're off the 20 MA. You're close to a gap fill that, you're about a point away from it and you get a setup near it and you want to attempt to take a trade towards, that magnet. And you never want to see a bar like this. You never want to see the next bar look like this when you enter. It's unfortunate. It makes me feel like it's starting to get choppy at this point. And I almost want to skunk it. I want to skunk it maybe with a 100-point loss. Like when I feel like the premise is no longer true, when you have something going against you this strongly, it makes you just want to skunk it. Even with a small loss, you just take the skunk and just move on to the next trade. No, it's an inside bar. If it breaks below, most likely will stop us out. Yep. So very high chance to stop us out here. If it doesn't stop us out, I should be more surprised at this point. I already accepted my fate. And it is what it is. You take the hit. You take the trade that you see. You got a trend line, 20 EMA, spiking channel, thinking you're working up to that area. It is what it is, pandas. Pandas, with that being said, I took a big loss today. It's all good. All good. All good. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Oh, is Super Saiyan still on? Darn. Gotta take that off. My bad. My bad. My bad. Pandas, darn, tough day. Tough day. I mean, I saw set up that I thought it was decent. Good signal bar at this point. Coming off our trend line, coming off the 20 MA. And maybe when it triggers just a little too far away from 20 MA. I don't know. It looked okay. But it's all good. And I think eventually it probably will fill that gap. It got so close to it. It's just not this time. It wanted to pull back first probably. Then probably come back up. Fill that gap. But who knows when it will at this point. But pandas, yeah, I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Tough day. Down pretty big today, but pretty much coming off the loss from Big Mama, mishandling that, and it is what it is. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But pandas, stick to the plan, you know? You can lose some, win some, but as long as the outcome is income, you know, that's all that matters. You gotta make your losses small. You gotta take your hits where you plan to take them. And it is what it is. All right, I stuck to the plan. Take this hit. Saw a decent setup here. Looking for that second entry long. And it is what it is. So pandas, that being said, I will see you guys next week. Bright and early, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. 9:15 for the mainstream. I'll probably continue trading today. See if you know, there's any more good setups. But it's a little tricky. You know, tricky when you have a setup like this. You know, the market's like, it feels like it's purposely trying to trick you at this point. And it hurts. And you got to be ready for that. So, don't go on tilt, pandas. Stick to the plan. And, yeah, I mean, just take this as a lesson. You're going to have some red days. And it is what it is. So, as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.